I know you're very concerned about this Ebola epidemic. Earlier today, you said it was as serious a threat to the United States as the danger of ISIS. Tell us why.
Well, because it spread so rapidly and because it kills so quickly. There's no vaccine. There's no cure. There are 5,000 cases, mainly isolated to 3 West African countries, but half those cases are new in the last 3 weeks. Now, you don't have to be very good at math to figure out what happens if those cases double every three weeks. And the top officials who I've talked with, the disease officials and Samantha Powers at the United Nations, both say that it could be the most deadly epidemic in modern times in the world. We know how to control it, but it's such an urgent problem that it requires the kind of urgent response that the president is talking about today.
You support the dispatch of these 3,000 U.S. military personnel to Africa to deal with it?
Yes, I do, and I think every American would if they understood the risk. This infection spreads quickly. Usually a single person might infect 20 other people. It can only be transmitted today by bodily fluids, usually from a sick person who has symptoms or from a dead person. But that sort of expansion so rapidly, and it's very deadly. Half of the people who've contracted it have died.
How worried are you that these U.S. military personnel could themselves be endangered by heading over to that region?
Well, they should not be, because we know what to do about it. Basically, you find an infected person and you isolate them. And one of the reasons for the money that Congress will approve this week and that the president's asked for is to provide the protective clothing and the kind of structures and buildings. So as soon as you find an infected person, they're isolated there. We have testifying before the Senate this afternoon a doctor who contracted Ebola doing humanitarian work in West Africa. He's recovered. He's back testifying before the Senate today. So we can control it. We've done that before. The problem is it's spreading so rapidly. And if it gets out of control, if a single infected traveler, say, gets to another country and infects 20 people, who infects 20 people, who infects 20 people, you can see what the concern is.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is an enormous crisis right now, this Ebola virus. But here's some of the reaction I've been getting on Twitter and elsewhere. A lot of Americans are saying, why does the United States always need to take the lead in these kinds of matters? Where's the United Nations? Where's the World Health Organizations? Where are the Europeans? Why aren't they doing more?
They should be doing more. But we're big and powerful, and if there's a nuclear disaster in Japan, if there's an earthquake or a tsunami somewhere around the world, we usually end up helping. And we have missionaries and we have humanitarian workers around the world. And sometimes the United States military is the only agency that can accurately react. They actually have an account in the Defense Department to do that. And we want to just be selfish about it. One infected traveler from West Africa who flies to the United States and exposes 20 people could begin to spread the disease here. So this is a threat to people around the world. It's also a threat to us here. And the sooner we get control of it, the better, and the less expensive it will be.